Call of Duty Black Ops 6 is here, and we've seen countless gamers flock back to the world of Call of Duty once more. The real question here is, could Call of Duty save Xbox? Well, let's break that all down. Up next. What's going on, guys? It's Kalo, and I'm here to give you the lowdown on all things gaming. And if you're new here, feel free to subscribe to this channel for weekly video game news content. Drop a like on the video, and welcome to the Level Up. So it's safe to say that feeling of some good old-fashioned Call of Duty hype is certainly back in the air. And this time around, things are a tad bit different from what we normally expect from this game. This is the first major Call of Duty release post-Activision Blizzard merger, and this is the first time we've seen such a game launch day and date on Xbox Game Pass. Now I must say, this is one of the major reasons why I'm back into Call of Duty. Because in past years, to me, Call of Duty was just kind of getting repetitive, and quite honestly, I really lacked any kind of interest in the franchise. But up until this release, I kept hearing good things about the game overall. Zombies, of course, will always get me hooked, and most importantly to me, the campaign looked pretty fun. And update, I'm playing it at the moment, it really is. Now at the time of recording, I'm a little over halfway through it, and that's all since my life has been hectic outside of gaming, but so far, I've had a blast. But again, I can accredit this interest I now have in Call of Duty once more for it being available on Game Pass for free. And for many people, that was the big question we had around this entry specifically. Could this Call of Duty save the Xbox brand, or at the very least in this case, prove it can make an impact on Game Pass sales and give it the jolt it so desperately needed? Now I gotta say, it's quite early to tell, but early signs point to this outlook being positive. As of right now, according to SteamDB, Call of Duty is the 4th most played game on Steam, along with a peak high player count around 306,000. Now, I want to stress this point, this isn't just because of Black Ops 6 alone. Since Call of Duty works in this weird way now that all the games are on this hub that branches off into other games like Modern Warfare 3 and Warzone, there's a little caveat there. But before Black Ops 6, Call of Duty was lingering around 60 to 80,000 players. And when Modern Warfare 3 launched last year, it was around 190,000 players. So, as you can see, there's a big difference in numbers here around the release of Black Ops 6. Is it because of Black Ops 6? Most likely. Now, I always like to give some numbers, and other numbers I have come across here are rather interesting ones. Mainly because this number was gathered from an internet service provider with some traffic numbers to the service. Quote, consumer broadband ISP, phone, mobile, and TV provider EE has today claimed that this week's release of Call of Duty Black Ops 6 on PC and consoles has, quote, driven the biggest ever amount of gaming traffic for a game launch on their network, with the largest spike actually hitting on Monday, the 21st, due to the start of the preload period. This was the first year that Call of Duty has been available on Xbox Game Pass Ultimate, and as a result, EE/BT saw a 144% increase in Xbox Live traffic, and that's all on its home broadband network versus the week before. But none of this should come as a surprise given how big the download is. Speaking of that download, I am so thankful they gave you a choice just to download Black Ops 6 and none of this Modern Warfare 3 stuff, none of the stuff prior. I looked at that overall file size to start with all the games. Oh my gosh, my internet was going crazy. Then I kind of canceled a few things, just downloaded Black Ops 6 and the multiplayer, and we were good to go. But as you can see, the inclusion of this game on Xbox Game Pass drove traffic through the roof. And because of that, I am sure Ultimate subscriptions are rising. At the end of the day, this was the main reason why Xbox went out to get Activision Blizzard. Call of Duty continues to be the powerhouse of a game that it's always been, and we can clearly see that because it had a massive weekend in sales and player count. Now I do want to wait and see the numbers as far as new subscribers go here for Game Pass, because out of all the numbers I mentioned today, that number will be the most telling one, no doubt. They did this same thing for Starfield when it came out, but when it comes to a big game like this, and especially Call of Duty, it's kind of comparing apples to oranges. Starfield is a game, yeah, you can kind of beat in a month, and that's being generous. Plus, it's a single-player game you can kind of just check out of. Call of Duty, on the other hand, is so much more, and it's a game that's pretty much at the center of the gaming world, when it comes to multiplayer and its Warzone modes. And when you add in a pretty decent campaign and of course zombies mode, you're gonna be cooking. But with all that being said, I'm gonna pass this off to you guys. How are you guys enjoying Black Ops 6? But that about does it here. I've been K-Lo, I gave you the lowdown on all things gaming, and if you're new here, feel free to subscribe to this channel for weekly video game news content. Drop a like on the video, and this has been the Level Up.